Yo guys, my name is Rama Lama Drama, Ramsey, Rambo, Ram. I've heard it all, and welcome back to Thoughts with Rama. So I know it's been a minute, but let's try to recap here a little bit. So last time we talked about how your feelings are a reaction to your environment, your physical environment, and sometimes these feelings can be irrational. However, you have emotions which are a reaction to your internals, and these emotions sometimes have a reason. These emotions are actually rational. Before I start talking about that even more, I want to get back down to the basics first. So I want to talk to you today about where feelings come from. What are these thoughts? What are these things that I sometimes feel and I don't really know what they are? Let me start by saying that, we have this thing on our heads called a brain. This brain is like a supercomputer. It's consciousness, it's knowledge, it's emotion, it's all these different things in just one thing, which we call our heads and our faces. So here's a fun fact for you guys. Our existence only uses 3 or 4% of the actual capacity of our brain. Think about it. How is it that I can breathe without telling myself to digest food, without telling myself to digest food? Like, our brain takes care of so many processes in our bodies that we can't really be aware of them all. That also means that everything that we've ever experienced in our lives gets stored in this brain, and we don't always have full access to everything that we've ever felt or known or experienced, because we're only aware of such a small percentage of our being, of ourselves. If we're thinking about it in a biological sense, what are feelings? Well, feelings are basically chemical reactions that pop in your brain. Every time you feel a certain way, a certain part of your brain reacts. Every time you feel a different way, a different part of your brain reacts. What if we look at it in a different way? What if we say that your feelings are a way to access that part of yourself that you're not really aware of? What if we say that to an extent your feelings are the language of your inner self? They're the language of this thing inside of you. What if we say your feelings are the language of your soul? Think about it. I mean, if we are only consciously aware of certain parts of ourselves, then that means that we are this entire whole being, and we are only aware of a small percentage of this whole being that we are. So if we are only aware of a small part of ourselves, then what if our feelings are a way of this rest of ourselves communicating to us? What if these feelings that we have are our language? They're this language that we have from ourselves to ourselves. What if that's the reason that sometimes when we feel a certain way, and there are reasons for the way that we feel, it's because there's this part of us, this subconscious part of us that we're not aware of, that's trying to communicate something to us. Because if feelings are irrational and there's no specific way that a person is supposed to act, and if it's not the thing itself that makes you feel a certain way, but it's the way that you react to it that makes you feel a certain way, does that mean that the way that we feel is subjective to each person? I mean, feelings are general. We all feel, right? But then the feelings that you have are subjective to yourself. They're only a reflection of your own internals, because they are your own feelings. So if that is the case, then is it possible that your feelings are trying to tell you something, that you feel certain ways because things have happened to you in the past, and things that have just been stored in the supercomputer called your brain, or in this part, this beautiful being called your soul? Because it is stored, it would require for you to dig it up, for you to truly understand why it is that you feel a certain way. Maybe. Is that why, if we choose how to understand this part of ourselves that we're not truly fully aware of, is it possible that you will be able to dig deep and understand why it is that you feel a certain, why it is that you do certain things? Because everything you do and everything you are and all of your being is because of everything that you have experienced in your life. We are a product of our environment. So if we say that your feelings are the language of your soul, and it's subjective to yourself because only you have experienced all that you've experienced, and only you have felt all that you felt, then is it possible that only you can really truly figure out why it is that you feel a certain way? That is it possible that by understanding your experiences, your current and your past, and understanding your feelings, why it is that you reacted a certain way, is it possible that you'll be able to control how you feel? Is it possible to understand yourself better, to know yourself better, to do things better, because you're you're just more aware of your feelings, you're more aware of your experiences, you're more aware of yourself. Not only will you be able to overcome your barriers, but you'll be able to help yourself. You'll be able to control how you feel. I hope I helped you understand where it is that feelings come from. They are, in my opinion, the language of your soul. They are that part of yourself that you are not aware of trying to communicate with you. And through understanding yourself and being able to trace back why it is that you feel a certain way because of different events, you'll be able to overcome bad days and bad feelings, and you'll be able to react to situations better. For example, if I find out that I failed an exam, and is it the exam that's making me upset? Maybe I feel ashamed of myself because of my ability. Maybe I just feel bad because I failed the exam and I have to take the class again. Or maybe I just feel bad because I'm disappointing someone. It's just all these different things, right? Like, there are literally different ways I can react to the exam. Or I could just be like, okay, cool. I failed, I'll just try again next time. There are different ways for me to react to failing my exam. Reasons for why I would react is based off the result of me failing this exam. The deeper reason as to why I'm upset that I'm failing this exam. And then through understanding that reason, I'll be able to make peace with it. And then the next time I fail an exam, it's not a big deal. Even though I probably shouldn't fail anymore, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that connection. Thank you guys for coming to walk. Please like, subscribe, and share. I love you. Take care. Peace out. It's gonna be some mad things,